Global Financial Crime
Yes.
Summit. I got an invitation to that. And that was an eye-opener.
Yeah,
oh, my goodness. I had people from Cambodia, the Philippines, the Secret Service, US Secret Service. They had...
it's to listen to. Erin what?
Erin's lovely. She's really, really lovely. Yeah.
I mean, Erin West, for those that you don't know, it is a very, very big person in the US. She's a district attorney, but she knows a lot, and she does a lot with romance scams. And there's nothing she doesn't know. She's really, really good. And these people are just so interesting to listen to, because you get a perspective outside of what you're used to.
Yeah,
and,
right. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, listening all about paper and even the Philippines. I couldn't believe how good they are with that over there.
Yeah.
You know, the police.
I mean, they have so many, but they don't mess around, and that's what I like. You know, if they see something, they go after it and they do it.
And the police who was there, who was giving his spiel, his wife was even scanned, and he said to her, "Well, you better call the police."
Well, I've got a theory that sort of everybody in the Philippines has either talked to a scammer or is talking to a scammer, which is, you know, the thing is, Cathy, that I don't like, because one thing we don't talk about enough, because we're trying to be subtle, is who is doing this. Because it's all right to say so and so lost so many $100,000 or whatever, but that means that money's gone to somebody, you know. And so it's not going up into the sky where it's nothing happening to it. It means that money has gone to somebody. And we know that over 90%, 95%, something like that, are out of Nigeria. And we don't say it because it's not politically correct. But the money is going there. And that's, you know, we feel sorry for victims who lose a lot of money. But, you know, we've got to start to say who is getting this and what they're doing with it, because we know they're not doing a lot.
We know what they're doing with it, but a lot of people don't.
That's right. Flash cars, well, I would say flash clothes, but, you know, and you know, jewellery. I mean, you know, the pictures we see with those great big thick chains. And so it hurts me. This last couple of weeks, we've had more people, and I know you have, we've had more people where we haven't been able to get them out of the scam. And that's frustrating.
And unfortunately, Ruth, it's not from us not trying, because we really do try hard, but it's up to the victims. They have to do the hard yards, you know. And
what can I do? You know, they do say, what can I do? And I'm thinking, well, we actually can't do it for you. We can tell you, we can advise you, we can be here for you when you've done it and you feel lousy, because we know that you're going to miss your scammer. You've had all this attention and you didn't know who he was. So we know you're going to miss him. We know it's going to be difficult, but we can't do it for you. You've got to take that step yourself. And also something, Cathy, that we talk about a lot between us as we're talking to people as well on our page, is the victims are talking to us and talking to the scammer at the same time. Oh, well, you never guess what she said. She said, oh, it's me, honey. I had my account hacked and they stole all my pictures, but I know about it, but I am the real one. And it seems to me like the victim says, oh, with proof.
Have you noticed on Facebook that there's been a lot of the hi, I'm going over to the Philippines and I'm looking for a wife. Yeah. What is all that rubbish.
Because they think that they've got more chance if they can meet, or the woman can actually look forward to meeting the man. So if they say, I'll be in the Philippines next week, the woman's thinking, oh, he's coming here, I can arrange to meet him, I've got to get him interested. So it's sort of, it's, you know, we say all the time, if you're on a dating site to meet somebody, not over the world. But, you know, we know Filipinos want foreign husbands. We know that. We know they want American or British husbands. And to get that is not, most of them know. If you want a visa to another country, you've got to have met them. And they've got to have been there. So if the scammer says, I'm coming over to the Philippines next week, so there's your foreign husband coming to your country, you're going to be able to meet him and start the relationship. And they believe it. They totally believe it. And we've seen them.
I never show up.
No, because they're not them. I mean, we've seen, and it's sad, where you'll have these fake dating pages on Facebook, and you've got 1,000. What do you tell me about Christopher Jellum? He's lovely. He's a really nice man.
You did talking.
Scammers love to use it. He's one of the military that used. We've had Christopher Jellum on our site since about probably 2018, 2019.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And they're the same pictures, basically, that they're sending out now. Nice lad, big, nice smile, very engaging face, you know. But he's used. So, Billa Duarte, you aren't talking to him. I'm very sorry. And, you know, this is what we've got to do. And do you get the impression sometimes, Cathy, that they want us to say, but he's real?
Of course they do. Of course they do. And when we give them the truth, and I know what it's like, it's really, really hard to believe. And when they give the truth, because you've got to realise, what we realise, that they are in love, and they're in love with a picture.
A picture, a dream, some nice words.
Yeah. And even if they do have a video call, it's an AI call, or if they have a video call and they're actually talking to them, but the room is dark and you can't see them.
Or
it's
10 seconds. Oh, honey, did you see me? I'm sorry I couldn't speak. We've got really bad reception here. And so I am urgently looking for my, yes, I'm on the Facebook page this morning. Well, I'm not, because I'm sat here. So at the end of this, at the end of this chat, who am I talking to? It's Antonia. Antonia, if you come onto our Facebook page, show me who you're talking to. We've got ways of doing searches. And my name's Ruth, and I will help you on there.
Ruth.
See, Lulu, it's so sad that people fall for this rubbish. I sort of get it. Now, you might be like me. I am the least romantic person in the world, and I wouldn't like anybody saying these things to me. But that's me, probably you, Lulu. But you see, they are at people 24/7, and you know this, can they? They manipulate your life so that you don't think, well, that's rubbish. You don't think, well, that can't be right. They are manipulating your life completely. Now, you get past the point of rationality, I think.
But you can't see that.
No.
As a victim, you can't see that. And you don't believe anyone but your scammer.
Because your scammer is, if you think of you know, if you think of something, your scammer's there. he's right next to you. And he's texting you all the time, and he's calling. And good night, honey, good morning, honey. See, your scammer is right there. We know he's not, but the closeness and the attention is right there. And as you are hearing everything that you want to hear. And it's nice. You know, scammers will tell you. Scammers, everything, we've seen them. Tell them everything they want to hear. Tell them they're beautiful. Now, this is the one that gets me. Tell them they're beautiful, even if they're not. Because nobody's told them they're beautiful before. Tell them you love them. Because they want to be loved. And they've never been loved like this before. So that's how they get into people's minds. Now, one scammer said on our site last week, we sell love and you buy love. You love it.
Okay. That's a new one on me.
He actually said it to us, coming to us. That, you know, I've put it on the page somewhere. We sell love and you buy love and you love it. We've said before how they will spin it to themselves so it doesn't sound so bad. Now they're saying they sell love and we buy love and we, you know, we should be grateful to them because.
Yeah.
But
and you put her in, nothing's, but it's not tangible.
No.
Not tangible.
Tell me how it feels when you finally know.
Oh, it's like your whole world caves in. It really is. It's like your whole world caves in,
and it's somebody's hit you.
And you just don't want to believe your family. You don't want to believe your bank manager. You don't want to believe the police service. You don't want to believe anything. Your family is still telling you that they're scamming you. I'm real. Believe me.
And so you've spent all this time in a relationship. So, Penda, will you stop it?
Why is it every time that you and I always have a video call, he is vocal?
Because he does this all the time. Because I'm paying attention to you and not him. But on the morning we have a game, you see, and this is his game time. I've got the world's only bird that I've got to sit here and play videos of himself to him so that he can watch himself.
He's just having his say. I've actually put Henry in bed with Ali and we're ignoring.
Well, you know, sometimes it's me and Pinder and Sandy and Hattie, you know, having a bark is ridiculous. But this is it. And yes, Jane.
He is very true. What I wanted to bring up, and I have discussed this with you, and I know that it happens in every scam. I'm pretty much part of the family now. I've been really in the deep end. The amount of people that still come to us and they're still talking. And we have educated them, we've given them awareness. As you know, with me, with what I policy is, I always offer them a video call because I have this thing where I want them to see real. I'm not a scammer. And I want to see them too. And I want to see their reaction. Frustrating. You know, please stop.
And we get a lot of families and they come to us, and I've done it. You know, I've done it. I've done video calls And the victim has sworn to me that she's so upset. I know two men do it. One I got out and one didn't. And it's just, you know, they have sat there on a video and they have sworn to me. And I'm here thinking, you're lying to me. I can't say that to the victim because it didn't sound very nice. But, you know, they're saying to you what they want you to get, because you're not, I think in our case, they know you're going to say to the sister, daughter, whoever, son, yeah, she's out, she's fine, she knows it's all fake and everything. And of course, then they put the phone down from you and then they go and tell the scammer what's being said. And
I know they do.
Says, don't tell anybody about it. Don't tell anybody about it. I'll sort it when I get there. They'll love me when I know they will, honey. And it goes on.
And John's just said here, do we fall for false expectation, live and romance? That's them as opportunity.
I'm not sure, John. Do we have a false? Because I think that's just different in people. Do we have a false expectation of love and romance? I am practical, and I want. If I'm going to have a romance, I'd rather like him to be here and not incredibly romantic. I get the false. I get any expectation of love and romance, but to me personally, love and romance is not on a text.
Oh no.
I want to cuddle up on the sofa with somebody. Hi, Keita Candy. I want to cuddle up on the sofa with somebody. I want to go out to dinner and sit opposite him. I'm sorry, being by text does nothing for me. Neither does the promises of, I'll be with you soon, honey. I'll be with you soon. Now, Cathy, if I can say, and I know you've got plenty of stories as well. The other day, we had a woman who'd been in a scam for 7 years. And she never met him for 7 years. And do you know what? He was coming home to Florida, coming to her in Florida that weekend. Isn't that lovely? Oh, do you know what?
Beautiful.
He got detained in an airport because his paperwork was all wrong. Well, two things here. He come from Vietnam, I think he was, or somewhere. He wouldn't have got on the plane. Paperwork was wrong. He just wouldn't. But she was arguing with me that what we put on the site was wrong. Because people can get arrested at the airport. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. There's Candy saying hello.
Yeah.
Oh, you said, yeah. And she was, and in the end, it was just ridiculous. She was defending him. And you know, Cathy, I showed her the man who had been, these pictures had been sent for 7 years. And you know what she said to me? Yeah, I know he looks like him, doesn't he? He goes, if you didn't know the difference, you wouldn't know it wasn't him. Well, he looked so like him that some of the pictures that she had were on his Instagram page.
7 years. I mean, how can anybody be in a scam for 7 years? It's beyond me.
That sounds expensive to me.
Yeah. Not only the expense, but also the emotional torture.
Exactly. Because after 7 years, she totally believed that he was on his way. She totally believed. Because I said something about arrested, and she said, you don't know anything. He's been detained, not arrested. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, they are brainwashed. They really are. But, you know, I mean, you know, you and your ladies have had some stories too.
Yes, we have. I'm not sure what we're talking about here, but yeah, we've had some interesting ones of late, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, which also involves you.
Yeah. Yes, we are immensely popular when we don't want to be. when we don't want to be.
Yeah.
And we, the thing is, Cathy, we do our utmost for everybody.
Nobody, look, when people come to us, and you, and Jelly, the whole lot.
Hi, Dana.
Hello, Dana. We don't, there's no embarrassment. There's no victim. It doesn't matter how embarrassing it is. We do know.
We don't
know what it's.
I don't think, and you'll get like this in a few years' time, I don't think there's a story I haven't heard. I don't think there's a scam that I haven't heard. Well, I actually came upon one this week, but it wasn't a romance scam. I'm going to post about it later because I'm disgusted with it. And that was because I posted a friend's GoFundMe page, and I got inundated with, do you need help with your GoFundMe? We are campaign managers. We can help you raise more money. And they're all Nigerian. Some with Nigerian names. And the thing is that, yeah, we do this to help. Why do you think we do it? Because believe me, there are days when it's not fun.
No. And you literally, it can be quite, it can really wear you down. I
go to bed in the night and I'm exhausted. And it's just cool, they're polite. But, let's get down to basics, Cathy.
Yeah.
Anybody that sends you a friend or a follow request on social media or on Words with Friends or the Fitbit app that's taking a turn up again, they're going to be fake.
Of course they are.
People don't like that. Why don't they? Why can't we get the basic information out there?
Just can't believe, how oh, hello, Henry. What are you doing?
You mentioned his name. That's what it is.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, Alison's out for a wee break.
I see.
No, how they live the way they do with their conscience. And I know they have a conscience. I know that. But I wonder that they do it. Especially the young boys.
What's me, Cathy, is the religion.
I know.
How do they live with the religion used? We get so many. I had a lady recently, we pray together. How can they? And she was praying for him because he was in a war. And he was praying with us so that they were all going to be all right. How can they use religion in this when they are supposed to be so religious people? Because then, if you are somebody who goes to church every week, you tend to think they're a good person.
I go to church, but that doesn't make me a super person. I've got faults. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, but we've got a problem with that, Cathy, because our scammers don't have any faults. When you talk to them as who they are, they don't have any fault. It's all somebody else's fault. It's all government's fault. It's all the ladies they talk to's fault. It's all everybody's fault but theirs. They use anything to get money because they're so bloody lazy. They won't go out and get it themselves. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
It is the truth. And Henry, can you bring him up to Ali? Can you bring him up to the screen? Just say hello to Ruth. Hang on a minute. You can say hello to Henry, and then we'll come back.
Well, hello, Ali, as well.
No, you have to pick him up. You have to pick him up. All right, Ruth won't mind. Only just the whole world seeing you, that on your pajamas.
I'm trying to say hello, Ali. I mean, I wanted to say hello, Henry. Hi, Henry. Hi, Ali. See, we've wrapped up early now. Look at Henry's face. Look at that. Look at that face. Isn't he gorgeous? Oh, nice kiss for Mommy. See?
Yes. That. You heard my voice. Yeah, they and they would take every last dollar. Like I can remember my last money I'd spent. No word of a lie, Ruth. They had absolutely drained every last cent.
Yeah.
And I only had 31 Australian dollars in my bank. That's all I had.
And they wouldn't care about that because he was coming home to you anyway. That's Pauline, Cathy. She's in Hawaii.
Oh, hello, Pauline. Nice to meet you. Virtually.
Yes. This is it. Pauline and I have only met virtually, but you know, it's been a while. It's been a long time.
But
it's
they don't care.
Cutie Candy. But your scammer wouldn't care that you'd and you know, as Candy said there, to them and they put it on their own. No, we don't make this up. We get it from them. They get blessings. Blessings are the money that they get from the victim. They call them blessings. Now they've got another little way of calling God's grace. God's grace, God bringing victims to them, and blessings are the money that they get from the victims. So they such wonderful religious people, you know.
Right. I'm just going to move because you're starting to fade away. I'm going to.
Yeah, because you're in and out as well. It all sounds fine here. I don't know why. It's. I don't know why we have.
Do you like my screensaver on my TV?
oh, nice little Swedish cottages with snow. Yeah. That's perfect.
That's what I'm listening to. I don't know what's going on. So I'm sitting in the lounge now. Yeah, so they'll try anything, absolutely anything, and they'll do anything, and they don't care how they destroy your mind. They, you know, you'll send them money for a flight ticket, and they just won't come. They won't come. Something's happened.
And usually something quite far-fetched.
Exactly.
They've been arrested, they've been kidnapped, they've been in an accident. You see, this is Candy, and I'm sorry, we have a major problem with Cutie Candy. She's got so much common sense that she could be unique. There is a way of beating them, no, simply ignore, report and block, giving them silence. And you know, they can't fight silence. They can argue you if you say you're a scammer. You can tell them to F off, you can tell them to do anything you like, and they will answer back. Silence is then sat there with nobody to talk to.
Yeah. And another thing too, Ruth, what I forgot to mention too, is the accounts. You know, when you have friend requests, from accounts. And what I mean by that is that they will have their name and they'll have the @ symbol in front of their name and then their name. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't it right, Ruth? They're a scammer.
The accounts, every single one of them can go onto Facebook, because I've done it. I did it just to see how easy it was. On your Facebook account, Facebook introduced a system where you can make 6 accounts from your Facebook account, and they're called username accounts. So you've got @ and then whatever you do. I made one of Jemima Puddle Duck, and it's still there. So that's. But when you are making this account, it tells you you do not have to put your real name. Who is associated? You know, if it doesn't say Jemima Puddle Duck associated with Ruth Grover. It's just the name that they choose. So every Facebook profile, they can make 6 fake ones. And they do. Every single time you get an at name, it will be fake. And we get so many of them, Cathy.
We have so many trying to join our group too, you know, and we're straight onto it. You know, that they must think, oh my God, they're quick. But having 3 ladies, you know, I mean, there's 2 of us, Lisa and I. You know, I'm in Melbourne, Alicia's in Sydney, and then Gaileen's in Christchurch, and we're like vultures to the meat, you know. I mean, we're just straight onto it. And then, of course, I've got to also mention when I was at the Crime Summit, I met, his name is Danny DeHeck. Now, Danny is the Ponzi Avenger, and he looks after, he's a Ponzi scheme avenger from New Zealand. Danny is incredible. And what he does, he goes into live scams and takes them all down. Yeah. So he's doing a lot for the cryptocurrency scams. There's a lot been referred to him, and he's so that cryptocurrency is another thing too. That's really scary stuff.
I think because with the cryptocurrency, it's not romance. I mean, the romance is in, oh honey, you know, if you if you invest in this. So very much, you know, it can be the romance stuff, but it's practical as well, you know. And you've got somebody telling you that, I mean, think about it. You actually can't make 400% profit in a week or 2 weeks. If we could, we would all be rich.
Oh, we wouldn't be here.
No. Actually, I think it was Dustin actually said, you know, when you get the fake bank account and you log in and they've got $1 million in the checking account. Dustin said, if I had $1 million in a checking account, I would not be sat in the army. Which, you know, it's very true, isn't it?
It is true. But it is true.
Yeah, but you know, the cryptocurrency, and here we also get, well, this is it, Candy, we'd all be on a blooming cruise, you know. We'd all be cruising our life away if we could make money that easily. We'd have Lucy on the piano. But you know,
with the Ruth, with the cryptocurrency scam, they are quite prevalent here in Australia. When I say that, they meet someone on a dating site here in Australia, and that's how they tend to come to view the cryptocurrency scam, and it's terrible. Terrible. But I'm finding down here, our main concern is, yes, the romance scams. That'd be number 1. Number 2 would be the investment scams. Number 3, surprisingly enough,
it's pig butchering scams, which is, you know, it is such an unfair name. But if you think about it, Cathy, the pig butchering scams, it's right, because they are taking somebody and they're fattening them up. They're spending a little bit of time to make them feel safe, and then they invest. And we know, because we've had it, they can invest millions. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, please. That's good, because actually since the crime summit, I've kept in contact with Erin West, and she's explained to me about the pig butchering scams. And as you know, she's doing the project, you know, Shamrock. Now she's got her own program, and it's just terrible. But I was going to say, Ruth, number 3 here in Australia is sextortion.
Yes, it It is very much so.
It's awful.
Gaining traction, it's gaining traction everywhere because they are finding it's easy to get money with sextortion. Because
that's
people
awful.
panic.
That's really sad. Yeah. Pinder, I see you. Yeah, so I just wish that I really, really wish that people would listen. People would listen. But I can understand their point of view, Ruth, and I can understand what their heart is telling them, what their head is telling them. You know, because most of the ladies have all been in that situation to some degree, and yeah, it can be quite difficult to get out of it, but you have to be prepared to really
think, you know, as I often say to, if I can get through to them, we'll get to the end, and you've got to be a little bit not light-hearted, but I always say to them, put your big girl pants on, and we can get through this. Because in sextortion, whether it's straightforward sextortion, you know, as they do, whether it's been a long scam and they've sent some naked pictures a long time ago that they've almost forgotten about, you know. Well, Candy, I always say, don't send anybody anything you wouldn't want grandma to see. You know, because you wouldn't want your grandma to see you naked. And, oh, honestly, I've seen too many 70-year-old women naked. They'll say, oh, do you want to see what I sent to them? It was awful. And they'll say, no, I really don't. But we get them anyway. We've had them before from scammers sending us. You better tell this woman to pay us because this is what she sent us. No. But
you know, and we've had them send us the sextortion pictures too, you know, and we know that they've just been copied and pasted off the internet site, most likely on, you know, a sexual X-rated site or whatever, and they've used those, and but trying to explain that to the victim.
And you see,
really,
you know,
really
as you know again, when you're a victim, it's the most important thing in your life, and you're the only victim. You don't realise that this is a big thing and how big it is. And we say to victims, look, this is going to take some doing, but block them. Give them silence, because how can you be blackmailed if they can't get through to you and tell you about it? If they can't get through to you and boast about it, block them. And people say, yes, but they're going to send them to my boss, to my brother, sister, whatever. They're gonna publish them. Well, they're not. But of course, you are then worried. But they've got them, Pinder. But they've got them, so they're not going to. You can't get them back. You can't unsend them. You know,
that's right.
There's nothing you can do at that point. So you've got to tough it out, and it's not easy. There's laws against everything that we do. But, you know, when they're coming from over where they're coming from, I don't think they have any laws at all. And it's difficult, Cathy. It's heart-rending, really, to talk to people. Because, you know, there's not a person in the world, and I'm talking about every facet of life now, there's not a person in the world who's never made a mistake. Oh,
yes, that's right. That's exactly right.
You can't judge somebody for making a mistake and doing something because you wondered, how did you do that? Why did you do that? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter why. It matters that they did, and you've got to try and get them out of it, you know? And so he makes that noise because he knows I don't like that.
Oh, jeez. Sorry. Try this again. couch isn't very comfortable.
I'm just gonna. Nikki is. Nikki's trying to say, "Oh, that's lovely, Nikki." Nikki's done us a little Christmas message thing.
Oh, lovely.
Well,
I can't see any comments.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it will cut them off.
Yeah. Can't see anything.
She didn't realise Nikki's in Romania, so she didn't realise we were on a chat. Right.
Okay. One thing also, another good thing to do too is, and I don't know if people know this, and that is to always check your spam folder in Messenger.
Yes.
The of requests that you get in there, you know, don't even read them, just completely just block and delete them.
Because they are checking them. They are checking them to see if you have, reply. I get quite a lot on my Shoe Ruth one that I use to the page.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, today I've got Anya Cathy Kingsley. I wonder where he is. Anya Cathy bike. He's going to get blocked. Yeah. But they keep going.
And also just go through and do a complete deep clean of your profile. And I always do, even though I've got a verified Facebook, I've got a verified account on Instagram, I still go through everything. Because
you see, John, saying you look for broken English writing and being called dear. Oh, that really winds me up. Really does. Dear and, my queen's my worst. But, you've got to go. And honey. I'm allergic to honey.
Yeah. I hate queen, I hate honey.
Yeah.
And down here, down here we use word shit.
Yeah. You see, they're not all bad English. I mean, I got one on Twitter and I couldn't believe his standard of English. Now, the thing is, there are apps. I mean, one is called, some of them, the Australia, God, Ruth, see? It's because I've only had one cup of tea, Cathy. By this time I've used the Nigerian. The Nigerian man in charge of the EFCC will tell you that 7 out of 10 in higher education are scamming to get them. You know how when you go to uni and you work anywhere, you go and work in a restaurant. Well, they scam to get them through uni. So 7 out of 10 of them. But you see, there are things like Grammarly. Have a look at Grammarly. And you can put something in and Grammarly will turn it into perfect English for you. Then you can say, and it's instant. So it's not like there's it's not like, well, it was strange because he didn't answer straight back, but it was perfect English. Grammarly is so instant and they like it, they use it. But also, very often if you use voice into Messenger,
voice into text, yeah,
they will sort of change it so it sounds better. So there are plenty of things to do. I mean, some of the worst ones, some of the ones that just learning, they have really horrible English.
Yeah.
But they get better. And Cathy, can we? We're on to 1:45. Can we address talking? Hi, Annie. Talking to scammers and playing with them. because that does actually fall into them being good in English.
That is a big, big problem. Why? I suppose I'm like I'm cured, you know. So it's hard for me to go there, you know, and so I have to think back to when I was a victim. I never played with my scammer. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, it's
a lady.
I always think I used to like knitting. Which is strange because nobody actually can, you know, see me as knitting, but I used to like knitting. Now, I was extremely good at knitting. How did I get extremely good at knitting? Because I did it all the time, and I learned quite complicated things. Now, if you think about it, if you are going to play with the scammer and the scammer never gets nothing, don't think you're not giving him anything. It might just be good chat practice. But they are learning about your life, about the life in your country, about the life in your area, and how to say things. And we have, you know, Cathy, and it's really quite awful when we get it. And they say, but you know, he was good, he knew everything to say, and he knew how to say it. Well, that's because you've had somebody teaching him.
They've got the script.
Practice.
They've got the scripts. I mean, mine was a very, very romantic scammer, and I used to cringe in the very beginning, and I said, please stop. I don't want this. You know, but they wear you down. And pardon me, what a bit of a throb in my throat. They do that. They will tear you down with romance and proclaim their love for you so quickly. It's just, Ruth, who in their mind would meet someone, go out on a date, one date, and they're madly in love with you? They profess their love for you. They want to fly you everywhere with them. And then they proclaim marriage in 3 months. What a lot of BS.
Yeah. And by the way, those of you that's not in Joseph Hacker is being blocked. That's what I was doing, Cathy.
Yeah,
I wasn't ignoring you.
I knew.
Oh, and you know what?
I know the rhythms of Miss Ruth.
But do you know what the sad news is about Joseph Hacker?
Oh, what?
I've closed his account.
He'll be devastated.
He will. I put it in our form and it's gone poof.
I wonder if you'll try with Joseph Hacker to be the prodigal son. Lazarus.
Yeah, well, probably. Probably, but it won't be coming back to us. Yeah. So to sort of sum up, don't talk to strangers.
No.
I mean, let's face it. Sandy and I say this, you know. Don't accept a friend or follow request. Don't talk to strangers. Right, that's it. We can go home now. It did, Candy. It went poof.
I love that.
Not a lot, but we have a little bit of power sometimes.
You know, it's funny, and I mean this in a term of endearment, and getting back to what we were originally starting in the very, very beginning about the trouble that we've been having, and you're christened, may I say it, you're christened the Bulldog. And I absolutely love that, because the Bulldog to me is a British Bulldog. Yes. And a British Bulldog is distinguished.
Of course.
Of course. Of course. And when I was talking to Alicia and Galen this afternoon, and I quite often say, well, they know that I mean it's a term of endearment for me. And you'll know that for me now, Ruth, when I say the bulldog, you know, I mean the British bulldog, darling. So don't be offended.
You speak to me every day. I can't be offended. I know you don't mean it. Well, I know you mean it well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anita,
yeah.
Anita, I'll have to read it, Anita, because notifications are coming up. Hi, Ruth and Annie, but it's Cathy. Anita from Ballarat, Victoria.
Ah, just up the
down
road
your
from me.
Yep, down your end. You've got to be a bulldog. I mean, there's a lady in New York calls me a badass, but I actually think I prefer bulldog. She always tells me I'm badass, and I think it's
so as I said, when I say bulldog, when I call you a bulldog, it's a term of endearment. Oh, sorry.
We can't put up with any crap. We can't we just can't put up with it because we've got too much to do. We've got to go and tackle it head on. And we can't be sentimental about that because we have to tackle it. And we are sympathetic in for all victims, because I hate to see anybody going through this. Cathy's been there, done that. She knows how it feels. You've got Gail and Alicia who care desperately. But we've got to attack it because that's the only way.
Can I just bring up one more thing before we go? And that is, we're finding that here in Australia, people who have been scammed and, you know, they're still getting friend requests and they're talking to strangers, and then they'll send a picture in to us. Well, I don't know if you saw my post on our site, but I went to town. And I think that was the first actually mad, you know, because I was just over it.
Yeah. We get people every day. But how about this one? How about this one? And we want you to judge. We want you to see a friend request from a stranger. A dating site's different. I don't mind those. We want you to see a friend request from a stranger and judge through your knowledge that that will be fake. The knowledge that we've given you, that will be fake. It's not too much to ask. It really isn't too much to ask. That people learn some judgment.
And I always say when people come to us, I will educate them to a certain degree, and I will say to them, look, it's probably best if you speak to Ruth. And I hope you don't mind me saying that, Ruth. Only because, look, you've got years of experience, and I mean, my goodness, look how you've helped me. I'm a different person, you know. I'm a crusader now, and so are the other two. You know,
I lectured you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Be honest. I lectured you,
and I am so thankful you did. I'm so thankful you did.
Just to tell people, Cathy was because they knew where she lived and they kept telling her things that were completely untrue. But of course, when you're receiving them, it's quite difficult. And Cathy said, I daren't leave the house. I daren't even take the dog for a walk. Well, she'd already told me all about Henry and how gorgeous Henry was. And I said, but Henry's got to be able to go out for a walk. And at that time, Ali wasn't back. So that you were living on your own. And I, oh no, Henry's got to go for a walk. You've got to do this. But yeah, and I get very offended by the scammer because he's made you feel like that. And when we know it's, you know, you were the recipient of it, so you were taking it seriously. I knew it was all lies. It was all rubbish. It was just all worry. It was emotion to put one thing after another to make you miserable, basically. You know, and
even my niece, she's a lawyer, and she was down here at one stage, and that was when the scam was going on, and she kept saying, "Auntie Cathy, this photo looks like it's been photoshopped.
Yeah.
Look at the grammar," and I still wouldn't believe her.
How many times do we get, well, I saw the red flags, but I ignored them because you don't want them to be red flags.
That's right.
Maybe a little idiosyncrasy, you know, but you don't want to see them. And you can understand why.
Of course.
You know, it's easy for me to have a level head. It's easy for Cathy now to have a level head and talk to somebody else. But when you are going through it, so nobody ever judge a scam victim. Never judge. You are not going through it at that time.
That's right. And definitely not.
If it didn't work, there wouldn't be so many hundreds of thousands of victims. So it does work. So it doesn't matter how judgmental you are. I always say you don't need to understand why. No, you don't need to understand how it happens. You've got to understand that it does happen. You know, so
it's my lady.
You know, so we'll get you out, and if we've got to lecture you, and if we've got to go on a bit, and if we've got to get a bit firm, because sometimes we do, because you're not listening. But you know, we're always kind, you see, and this is it, Candy, isn't it? That you can say anything, but if you can, yeah, you're right, Annie. I like that. Red hearts disguise red flags. We will tell people, but I think in a kind way, people don't see that because you're telling them what they don't want to hear. But we keep going, Cathy.
Yes.
So we'll do this again before Christmas.
Yes, definitely. What I'll do, I'd like to do it, and I'll be up in the farm. So yeah, and I'll be able to show you the horses and the goats. Everything will be beautiful. I love it up there. It's my farm. So they're going overseas for a holiday, and I'm going up after the farm.
Your farm?
So Farmer Cathy. I love the horses. Beautiful.
I look forward to a guided tour.
All right, my dear. We'll organise another chat, just before Christmas while I'm up there. That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And, you know, I'll get these downloaded and I'll get them uploaded. And it's nice to see everyone. So love to all of you. Love to all of you. And
Pinder's quiet.
Pinder, as soon as I come off here, Pinder is going to go quiet because he does.
Yeah,
he does.
I know.
I wish you could see what I see because he sat here in front of his mirror on his perch talking to himself because that's his live chat himself. You know.
Oh, bless him. Yeah.
Talk soon,
okay, my lady. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Helene.
Bye.